Welcome to a World Cup brief final special, Spain against Argentina in New York, for the biggest prize in football. The reigning European champions against the reigning world champions. Lionel Messi against Lamine Yamal. This is everything you need before the final.
Clutch the moment. Clutch brief.
First, the occasion. It is hard to imagine a bigger one. This is it, the World Cup final, Spain against Argentina in New York, with the greatest prize in the sport on the line. The reigning European champions against the reigning world champions. Two of football's true giants meeting for the ultimate prize. It is a meeting of the two best national teams on the planet. Argentina, holders of the World Cup. Spain, holders of the European crown. Rarely does a final pit the two dominant sides of an era so directly against each other. This is as good as it gets. And at its heart, a duel for the ages. Lionel Messi, the greatest of his generation, against Lamine Yamal, the brightest star of the next. As Joan Laporta put it, Messi is the past, Yamal is the future. On Sunday, they collide. The stakes are enormous. Argentina are chasing back-to-back world titles, a feat almost nobody manages. Spain are chasing a rare World Cup and European double. In 90 minutes or more, one of them will be crowned champions of the world. And the stage could not be bigger. The final heads to New York, the showpiece of the entire tournament, watched by hundreds of millions around the world. Everything this World Cup has built towards comes down to this one afternoon. So how did they get here? Start with Spain and a near-perfect run. Spain have been the team of the tournament. Unbeaten, ruthless and beautifully controlled, they dismantled France in the semi-final and have looked, at times, simply untouchable. The European champions have arrived at the final in the form of their lives. And this is the number that defines them. Spain have conceded just one goal in the entire tournament. 1. The meanest defence at this World Cup by a distance, a fortress that even France's feared attack could not breach. To win it, Argentina must find a way through. It is built on control. Luis de la Fuente's side dominate midfield, starve opponents of the ball, and strike when it matters. Disciplined, patient, and ruthless, they have gone unbeaten across a long and commanding run. This is a machine humming perfectly. There is history calling too. The last time Spain reached a World Cup final in 2010, they were crowned champions of the world. 16 years on, with a golden new generation, they stand 90 minutes from doing it all over again. And it is not just the 11. Spain's bench keeps deciding games, with Mikel Merino the ultimate super sub and finishers like Ferran Torres and Oyarzabal in reserve. In a tight final, that depth could prove the difference late on. And Spain's spark, their teenage genius, Lamine Yamal. At the heart of it all, a 19-year-old, Lamine Yamal has lit up this tournament, fearless against the biggest names in the game, and now stands one match from the World Cup itself. A generational talent arriving fully on the very grandest stage. Just 19 years old and already a European champion. Now he chases the world. Fouled again and again by opponents who cannot stop him any other way, Yamal keeps producing. In him, Spain have a player who fears absolutely nobody. And he is not short on confidence. After dumping France out, Yamal posted a simple, fearless message. New York, we are coming. For a teenager on the eve of a World Cup final, it says everything about the belief in this Spanish side. The symbolism is impossible to miss. Yamal, the anointed heir, chasing the world title on the very same night he faces Messi, the man whose throne he is tipped to inherit. Win it here, and a teenager completes one of the great rises the game has seen. He is already a phenomenon, a European champion with Spain, a Barcelona star cut from the same cloth as Messi himself, and by common consent, the face of the next decade of football. A World Cup at 19 would simply confirm what everyone already suspects. On the other side, the champions, battered but unbroken. Argentina are back on the biggest stage, defending the crown they won 4 years ago. It has not been serene. They have ridden their luck, survived scare after scare, and left it desperately late more than once. But here they are, in the final again. Their semi-final told the whole story. A goal down to England, they struck twice late, Enzo Fernandez to level and Lautaro Martinez in stoppage time to win it. Never write off the champions. When the moment comes, they simply refuse to lose. They are not flawless. Their defense has looked vulnerable, far more so than Spain's. But few sides in history have this champion's instinct, this ability to win the games that matter. World champions and back-to-back Copa America winners know exactly how to get it done. And there is quality everywhere. Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez up top, Enzo Fernandez and Alexis Mac Allister in midfield, all in their prime. A serious battle-hardened team, and of course one player who lifts them above everyone else. This is a group built to win. World champions in 2022, Copa America winners either side of it, moulded by Lionel Scaloni into a side that thrives on the biggest nights. Whatever their flaws, they know, better than anyone, how to finish the job. That player, of course, is Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is 90 minutes from the perfect ending. Almost certainly his final World Cup, and now a final to cap it. The greatest player of his generation, chasing a second world title to bookend a career unlike any other. It is the stuff of dreams. And he is still doing it. Against England, Messi produced a masterclass, orchestrating the comeback and extending his all-time World Cup assists record. 21 years into his career on the biggest stage of all, he remains the difference maker. There is emotion driving him too. Messi dedicated the semi-final win to Diego Maradona, the man whose legend he has spent a career chasing. One more win and Messi would stand entirely alone, a two-time world champion in the conversation like no other. The romance is overwhelming. A second World Cup in what is surely his last would put a bow on the greatest career the game has seen, and some would argue, end the debate for good. A whole nation and much of the neutral world will be willing him on. His legacy needs no embellishment, the Ballon d'Ors, the titles, the records without number. But sport offers few endings this perfect, a second World Cup to close the book in what is almost certainly his last. 90 minutes stand between Messi and the fairy tale. So how is it won? It comes down to a few decisive duels. The central question is simple. Can Argentina's stars break down the one defense that has barely been breached all tournament? Spain's fortress, one goal conceded against Messi's magic, and a team that finds a way when it matters. Something has to give. It may be won in midfield, Spain's controllers against Argentina's runners, Rodri and company trying to strangle the game, Enzo Fernandez and Alexis Mac Allister trying to spring Messi in the forwards. Whoever wins that battle may just win the World Cup. Then the individual duels. Yamal fouled all tournament against Argentina's physical fullbacks, Messi against Spain's disciplined deep block, and the benches with Marino and Alvarez, the kind of match winners who can settle a final in an instant. And finals so often turn on a single moment. A save from Emiliano Martinez, a set piece, a flash of genius from Messi or Yamal. In a match this tight, between two sides this good, the smallest margin could decide who lifts the trophy. And if it goes all the way, beware Argentina. In Emiliano Martinez, they have the game's great penalty specialist, a goalkeeper who has won shootouts on the biggest stage before. Should this final reach spot kicks, the champions will fancy their chances. And finally, the verdict. So who wins the World Cup? It is impossible to call. Spain's fortress and control against Argentina's champion resolve in the greatest of all time. The immovable object once more against a team that simply refuses to lose. This has the makings of a classic. It is the past against the future, the fortress against the champions, Messi against Yamal. Two Barcelona generations meeting for the greatest prize of all. Whatever happens, we are set for a final for the ages and a new champion of the world. That is your final preview. It has been a remarkable World Cup, and now it comes down to this. Spain against Argentina for everything. Thank you for watching the World Cup brief throughout the tournament. Hit subscribe and enjoy the final.